Bacon is a meat product prepared from a pig and usually cured. It is first cured using large quantities of salt either in a brine or in a dry packing. The result is fresh bacon. Fresh bacon may then be further dried for weeks or months in cold air, or it may be boiled or smoked. Fresh and dried bacon is typically cooked before eating. Boiled bacon is ready to eat, as is some smoked bacon, but may be cooked further before eating. Bacon is prepared from several different cuts of meat. It is usually made from side and back cuts of pork, except in the United States, where it is almost always prepared from pork belly. The side cut has more meat and less fat than the belly. Bacon may be prepared from either of two distinct back cuts, fatback, which is almost pure fat, and pork loin, which is very lean. Bacon-cured pork loin is known as black bacon. Bacon may be eaten smoked, boiled, fried, baked, or grilled, or used as a minor ingredient to flavor dishes. Bacon is also used for barding and larding roasts, especially game, including venison and pheasant. The word is derived from the Old High German bacco, meaning buttock, ham, or side of bacon, and cognate with the Old French bacon. In continental Europe, part of the pig is not usually smoked like bacon is in the United States. It is used primarily in cubes as a cooking ingredient, valued both as a source of fat and for its flavor. In Italy, this is called pancetta and is usually cooked in small cubes or served uncooked and thinly sliced as part of an antipasto. Meat from other animals, such as beef, lamb, chicken, goat, or turkey, may also be cut, cured, or otherwise prepared to resemble bacon, and may even be referred to as bacon. Such use is common in areas with significant Jewish and Muslim populations, both of which prohibit the consumption of pig. The USDA defines bacon as the cured belly of a swine carcass. Other cuts and characteristics must be separately qualified. For safety, bacon may be treated to prevent trichinosis, caused by trichinella, a parasitic roundworm which can be destroyed by heating, freezing, drying, or smoking. Bacon is distinguished from salt pork and ham by differences in the brine. Bacon brine has added curing ingredients, most notably sodium nitrite, and occasionally potassium nitrate. Sodium ascorbate or erythorbate are added to accelerate curing and stabilize color. Flavorings such as brown sugar or maple are used for some products. Sodium polyphosphates, such as sodium triphosphate, may be added to make the produce easier to slice and to reduce spattering when the bacon is pan-fried. Today, a brine for ham, but not bacon, includes a large amount of sugar. Historically, ham and bacon referred to different cuts of meat that were brined or packed identically, often together in the same barrel. Curing and smoking bacon. Bacon is cured through either a process of injecting with or soaking in brine or using plain salt. In America, bacon is usually cured and smoked, and different flavors can be achieved by using various types of wood, or rarely corn cobs. Peat is sometimes used in the United Kingdom. This process can take up to 18 hours, depending on the intensity of the flavor desired. The Virginia Housewife, thought to be one of the earliest American cookbooks, gives no indication that bacon is ever not smoked, though it gives no advice on flavoring, noting only that care should be taken lest the fire get too hot. In early American history, the preparation and smoking of bacon seems to have been a gender-neutral process, one of the few food preparation processes not divided by gender. In the United Kingdom and Ireland, smoked and unsmoked varieties are equally common, unsmoked being referred to as green bacon. The term streaky bacon refers to belly bacon, due to the prominence of the bands of fat. Cuts of bacon, rashers differ depending on the primal cut from which they are prepared. Side bacon, or streaky bacon, comes from pork belly. It is very fatty with long layers of fat running parallel to the rind. This is the most common form of bacon in the United States. Pancetta is Italian's streaky bacon, smoked or aqua, with a strong flavor. It is generally rolled up into cylinders after curing. Middle bacon, from the side of the animal, is intermediate in cost, fat content, and flavor between streaky bacon and black bacon. Black bacon comes from the loin in the middle of the back of the pig. It is a very lean, meaty cut of bacon, with less fat compared to other cuts. It has a ham-like texture. Most bacon consumed in the United Kingdom is black bacon. Cottage bacon is thinly sliced lean pork meat from a shoulder cut that is typically oval-shaped and meaty. It is cured and then sliced into round pieces for baking or frying. Jowl bacon is cured and smoked cheeks of pork. See guanciale. Slab bacon is side bacon that is not sliced. It generally has the rind still intact and usually has a medium to very high fraction of fat. It is made from the belly and side cuts, and from fatback. Slab bacon is not to be confused with salt pork, which is prepared from the same cuts, but is not cured. Bacon joints include the following: collar bacon is taken from the back of a pig near the head. Hock, from the hog ankle joint between the ham and the foot. See ham hock. Gammon, from the hind leg, traditionally Wiltshire cured. See gammon. Picnic bacon is from the picnic cut, which includes the shoulder beneath the blade. It is fairly lean, but tougher than most pork cuts. Process: first, pork bellies are sorted by size and fat percentage. They are then placed into a large machine that rotates. This softens the bellies, which makes it easier to remove the rinds. The bellies are then cut either manually or mechanically, to remove the skin from the meat. The skins may be used to be processed into pork rinds. The bacon is then treated by a brine solution. The brine solution may contain the flavorings, or the flavorings may be added later. After being brined, the bacon is smoked. Depending on where the bacon is made, the smoking process is different. The bacon is then cooked in an oven and soon after chilled for a few days. The cooling makes the meat firm, which makes it easier to slice. After being cooled, the bacon is sliced into strips. The bacon is then cooked. The fat that cooks off the bacon is sometimes collected to be used for things like gravy and pet foods. The bacon strips are then ready for consumption. If the bacon is made for commercial use, then the strips are packaged. Around the world. Traditionally, the skin is left on the cut and is known as bacon rind, but rindless bacon is also common throughout the English-speaking world. The meat may be bought smoked or unsmoked. Bacon is often served with eggs and sausages as part of a full breakfast. United States, a side of unsliced bacon was once known as a flitch. It is now known as a slab. An individual rasher of bacon is known as a slice or strip. The term rasher of bacon is occasionally encountered to mean a serving of bacon. American bacons include varieties smoked with hickory or corn cobs and flavorings such as red pepper, maple, brown sugar, honey, molasses, and occasionally cinnamon. They vary in sweetness and saltiness and come from the Ozarks, New England, and the Upper South. The term bacon on its own generally refers to strip bacon from the belly meat of the pig, which is the most popular type of bacon sold in the U.S. Canadian bacon or Canadian-style bacon is made from the pork loin, usually the lean ovoid portion. It also can be made from the sirloin portion of the loin, but must be labeled appropriately. Similar products are used as less expensive substitutes. Streaky lean, a southern bacon made from fatback, Canada. An individual piece of bacon is a slice or strip. In Canada, the term bacon on its own or, more specifically, side bacon typically refers to bacon from the pig's belly. Black bacon refers to either smoked or unsmoked bacon cut from the boneless eye of pork loin. This is called Canadian bacon in the United States. Peameal bacon is black bacon, brined and coated in fine cornmeal. United Kingdom and Ireland, a rasher of bacon is a thin slice. Rashers were called collops in the 16th century. Bacon is usually described as either streaky or back. The term bacon on its own does not specify the cut. Bacon from the pork belly, with streaks of meat and fat, is referred to as streaky bacon. Bacon from the back of the pig is referred to as black bacon, and usually includes a streaky bit and a lean oval bit. Middle cuts with an eye of meat and an extended streaky section are common. Heavily trimmed back cuts which may consist of just the eye of meat are available. Bacon may be cured in several ways. In particular, it may be described as smoked or unsmoked. Many ways of curing add water to the meat. Bacon sold as dry cured does not have added water. For example, in a shop a particular type may be described as dry cured unsmoked black bacon. Grilled or fried bacon rashers are included in the traditional full breakfast, which varies slightly from country to country. Australia and New Zealand, middle bacon is the most common variety and is sold in rashers. Middle bacon includes the streaky, fatty section along with the loin at one end. In response to increasing consumer diet consciousness, some supermarkets also offer the loin section only. This is sold as short-cut bacon and is usually priced slightly higher than middle bacon. Both varieties are usually available with the rind removed. Japan. In Japan, bacon is pronounced bakun. It is cured and smoked belly meat as in the U.S., and is sold in either regular or half-length sizes. Bacon in Japan is different from that in the U.S. in that the meat is not sold raw, but is processed, pre-cooked and has a ham-like consistency when cooked. Uncured belly rashers, known as bara, are very popular in Japan and are used in a variety of dishes. Addictive taste. Arun Gupta of The Independent has pointed out how bacon possesses 6 ingredient types of umami, which elicits an addictive neurochemical response. According to Gupta, the chain lards on bacon, which give foods a high flavor profile, creating a one-of-a-kind product that has no taste substitute. This led Dr. David Kessler, author of The End of Overeating, to note how the standard joke in the restaurant chain industry goes, when in doubt, throw cheese and bacon on it. Bacon mania. There is bacon ice cream, bacon-infused vodka, deep-fried bacon, chocolate-dipped bacon, bacon-wrapped hot dogs filled with cheese, brioche bread pudding smothered in bacon sauce, hard-boiled eggs coated in mayonnaise encased in bacon called, appropriately, the heart attack snack, bacon salt, bacon donuts, cupcakes and cookies, bacon mince, baconaise, which Jon Stewart described as for people who want to get heart disease but are too lazy to actually make bacon. Wendy's Baconator €6 strips of bacon mounted atop a half-pound cheeseburger €, which sold 25 million in its first 8 weeks. And the outlandish Bacon Explosion a barbecued meat brick composed of 2 pounds of bacon wrapped around 2 pounds of sausage. Arun Gupta. The United States and Canada have seen an increase in the popularity of bacon and bacon-related recipes, dubbed bacon mania. The sale of bacon in the U.S. has increased significantly since 2011. Sales climbed 9.5% in 2013, making it an all-time high of nearly $4 billion in U.S. In a survey conducted by Smithfield, 65% of Americans would support bacon as their national food. Dishes such as Bacon Explosion, chicken fried bacon, and chocolate-covered bacon have been popularized over the Internet, as has using candied bacon. Recipes spread quickly through both countries' national media, culinary blogs, and YouTube. Restaurants have organized and are organizing bacon and beer tasting nights. The New York Times reported on bacon infused with Irish whiskey used for St. Patrick's Day cocktails, and celebrity chef Bobby Flay has endorsed a Bacon of the Month club online, in print, and on national television. Commentators explain this surging interest in bacon by reference to what they deem American cultural characteristics. Sarah Heepeler, in a 2008 article in Salon.com, suggests a number of reasons, one of them being that eating bacon in the modern, health-conscious world is an act of rebellion. Loving bacon is like shoving a middle finger in the face of all that is healthy and holy while an unfiltered cigarette smolders between your lips. She also suggests bacon is sexy, kitsch, and funny. Heepeler concludes by saying that bacon is American. Alison Cook, writing in the Houston Chronicle, argues the case of bacon's American citizenship by referring to historical and geographical uses of bacon. Early American literature echoes the sentiment an Ebenezer Cook's 1708 poem The Sotweed Factor, a satire of life in early colonial America. The narrator already complains that practically all the food in America was bacon-infused. Bacon dishes. Bacon dishes include bacon and eggs, bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwiches, Cobb salad, and various bacon-wrapped foods. Recently invented bacon dishes include chicken fried bacon, chocolate-covered bacon, and the bacon explosion. Tatws pumnioed is a traditional Welsh stew, made with sliced potatoes, vegetables and smoked bacon. Bacon jam and bacon marmalade are also commercially available. In the US and Europe, bacon is commonly used as a condiment or topping on other foods, often in the form of bacon bits. Streaky bacon is more commonly used as a topping in the US on such items as pizza, salads, sandwiches, hamburgers, baked potatoes, hot dogs, and soups. In the US, sliced smoked loin, which Americans call Canadian bacon, is used less frequently than the streaky variety, but can sometimes be found on pizza, salads, and omelets. Bacon is also used in adaptations of dishes. For example, bacon-wrapped meatloaf, and can be mixed in with green beans or served sota copyright ed over spinach, bacon fat. Bacon fat liquefies and becomes bacon drippings when it is heated. Once cool, it firms into lard if from uncured meat, or rendered bacon fat if from cured meat. Bacon fat is flavorful and is used for various cooking purposes. Traditionally, bacon grease is saved in British and southern US cuisine, and used as a base for cooking and as an all-purpose flavoring, for everything from gravy to cornbread to salad dressing. Bacon, or bacon fat, is often used for barding roast fowl and game birds, especially those that have little fat themselves. Barding consists of laying rashers of bacon or other fats over a roast. A variation is the traditional method of preparing filet mignon of beef, which is wrapped in rashers of bacon before cooking. The bacon itself may afterwards be discarded or served to eat, like cracklings. 1 teaspoon of bacon grease has 38 calories. It is composed almost completely of fat, with very little additional nutritional value. Bacon fat is roughly 40% saturated. Despite the disputed health risks of excessive bacon grease consumption, it remains popular in the cuisine of the American South. Nutrients: 1 20-gram rasher of cooked streaky bacon contains 5.4 grams of fat, and 4.4 grams of protein. 4 pieces of bacon can also contain up to 800 mg of sodium, which is roughly equivalent to 1.92 grams of salt. The fat and protein content varies depending on the cut and cooking method. 68% of bacon's calories come from fat, almost half of which are saturated. Each ounce of bacon contains 30 milligrams of cholesterol. Religious concerns. Judaism prohibits the consumption of bacon as part of the kashrut, the Jewish dietary laws, that are derived from the Book of Deuteronomy. In kashrut, pig is not kosher, which means it is not fit for consumption. Deuteronomy 14:3-10 states, "Do not eat any detestable thing a. The pig is also unclean. Although it has a split hoof, it does not chew the cud. You are not to eat their meat or touch their carcasses." The Islamic faith also prohibits the consumption of bacon. The Quran, Surah 2:172-173 states, "Allah hath only forbidden you to eat dead meat, and blood, and the flesh of swine." Texas A&M's Meat Science defines the Quran's objection to swine on the basis that swine are filthy animals with its flesh contaminating its consumer, swine are more vulnerable to disease, and the flesh is more fat than muscle. Some Christian churches also prohibit the consumption of pork. The Seventh-day Adventist Church prohibits the consumption of swine as taboo, and the Ethiopian Orthodox Church forbids the consumption of pork because pigs are unclean. Health concerns. Bacon has a large amount of sodium, and the consumption of a large amount of sodium can put a person at risk for heart disease and high blood pressure. Bacon is considered by many doctors to be unhealthy if eaten in excess. A study conducted by researchers at the University of Zurich found a connection between eating processed meat and the risk of dying from heart disease or cancer. Processed meats contain preservatives known as nitrates that, when absorbed by the human body, convert into nitrosamine, a chemical compound that could cause cancer. A second study by researchers at Columbia University found that the consumption of cured meats increase a person's chances of developing chronic pulmonary disease. Researchers from the Harvard School of Public Health found in 2010 that eating processed meats that are preserved by smoking, curing or salting, or with the addition of chemical preservatives, was associated with an increased risk of both heart disease and diabetes. The same association was not found for unprocessed meat. Alternatives. Turkey bacon. Turkey bacon is a popular alternative to bacon. People may choose turkey bacon over real bacon due to health benefits, religious laws, or other reasons. It is lower in fat and calories than bacon, but may be used in a similar manner. Production and use. The meat for turkey bacon comes from the whole turkey and can be cured or uncured, smoked, chopped, and reformed into strips that resemble bacon. Turkey bacon is cooked by pan frying. Cured turkey bacon made from dark meat can be 90% fat-free. The low fat content of turkey bacon means it does not shrink while being cooked and has a tendency to stick to the pan. Vegetarian bacon. Vegetarian bacon, also referred to as bacon, veggie bacon, or bacon, is a product marketed as a bacon alternative that is available in supermarkets. It has no cholesterol, is low in fat, and contains large amounts of protein and fiber. 2 slices contain about 74 calories. Reception. Bacon has received mixed reviews from the public. On one hand, bacon has received a positive reception by the public. Bacon Today states that bacon has a very valuable amount of protein that is valuable to maintaining our energy levels and a fully functioning, healthy body, with a minimum of those nasty, waste, thigh and but expanding, fat-building carbohydrates. Everything Tastes Better with Bacon, a book by Sarah Perry, is a cookbook that complements bacon's many uses in cooking. On the other hand, as with most meat products, producers of bacon have received heavy criticism for how their pigs are treated. Many petitions and protests have occurred trying to raise awareness and change how producers treat their pigs. Many of these protests have turned out successful. For example, following NBC News's report of an undercover investigation of an abusive pig farm, Tyson Foods terminated their contract with the pig farm. Similar to NBC's investigation, the Humane Society of the United States investigated Seaboard Foods, one of the pig breeding facilities that supply Walmart. According to HSUS, the pigs were treated poorly and abused. Walmart spokesperson Diana G. said, "As soon as we were made aware of the allegations, we immediately reached out to Seaboard to begin investigating the issue. Pending our review, we will take any action necessary." Petitions also exist that oppose poor treatment of pigs, many of which state that the current treatment of pigs in factories is cruel and unethical. Bacon-flavored products. The popularity of bacon in the United States has given rise to a number of commercial products that promise to add bacon flavoring without the labor involved in cooking it or the perceived negative qualities of bacon. Some of the more unusual products are evidence of the recent bacon fad, including bacon vodka, bacon peanut brittle, bacon toothpaste, baconaise, bacon salt, bacon popcorn, and bacon mints. A range of inedible products are also available including bacon band-aids, dental floss, scarves, soaps, chewing gum, perfumes, and air fresheners. Bacon bits. Bacon bits are a frequently used topping on salad or potatoes, and a common element of salad bars. They are usually salted. Bacon bits are made from either small, crumble pieces of bacon or tall misshapen rashers. In commercial plants they are cooked in continuous microwave ovens. Similar products are made from ham or turkey, and analogues are made from textured vegetable protein, artificially flavored to resemble bacon. Other bacon-flavored products, turkey bacon and vegetarian bacon are popular alternatives to real bacon. There is also a wide range of other bacon-flavored products, including a bacon-flavored salt, baconaise, bacon grill and bacon ice cream. In popular culture, bacon has been gaining popularity over the past decade. It has become a fad on the internet. Epic Mealtime. Epic Mealtime, a cooking show based on YouTube, features bacon in many of their episodes. In one episode entitled Bacon Tree, Epic Mealtime creates a tree made out of bacon using over 2,000 strips of bacon. In another episode entitled Boss Bacon Burger, Over 400 strips of bacon are used to make a gigantic hamburger with bacon and other toppings. See also. References. External links.